Welcome to 24 Hour Sports. You are now here with Daryl Green. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And today we back with another banger. I'm talking about the Minnesota Vikings. This has been a long-awaited video. This is the most untalked about 8-1 team possibly ever. This is an 8-1 football team that nobody has on the radar, nobody's talking about, but they're just winning and winning and winning, and they just keep doing it. I look at the one loss versus the Eagles, and what stood out to me is that even though Kirk Cousins had a horrible game, even though he turned over the ball, they held the Eagles to 24 points. So I'm thinking, without those turnovers, that could be a very different ball game. That's what I'm thinking about. And they're looking good. I don't like to look at those games back early in the season because week one to week 10, that's a big difference. That's a big difference for a team. Things change, players come in, players get hurt, players get better. So I'm looking at the game versus the Bills. That's what we're looking at. And I have to say, the Vikings are Super Bowl contenders. They seriously are, because although there were some mistakes by Kirk Cousins, he threw a really bad pick in the Bills game. You know, the secondary isn't that strong. The run defense is in the middle of the pack. But what stood out to me is that they found a way to win. They found a way to win against that Bills team on the road, under pressure, 4th and 18, converting fourth downs, converting third downs. They did what they had to do to win. Getting the fumble on the quarterback sneak, they did what they had to do to win, and that stood out to me. Eagles lost last night, so now I'm seriously looking. If I had to go into the contenders, I got the Eagles, I got the Vikings, and I got the 49ers. Beyond that, I don't really have much that I'm looking at. Dallas and New York, but too much talking about them other teams. Let's roll the tape. Okay, so the first play I have here is DALVIN Cook on a slant route. He's matched up against a linebacker, and this is just scheming him open. This is a perfect scheme, and Justin Jefferson is the best player on that offense, but the X factor is DALVIN Cook. And if he has a big game, a lot of times they win those games. DALVIN Cook, like I said, he's the heart and soul of that team. He's been there through the good, through the bad. So right here, we're just going to see him schemed open, and I want you to look at the space. You see how Thielen and Hawkinson are moving their guys with their routes. They're moving them out of the way. So really, they're just clearing out that space. And a linebacker, he can't fight through that. So he has to go over the top of this angle, and that's where the space is created. Because he's going over the top, that buys Cook time to get open. And he can break a play like this. Right here. He doesn't score, but it's potential. And anytime he gets the ball, he can go to the club. And really, my only concern with this team is their defense. It's really my concern. I understand, corners, it's not perfect. You got Peterson, you got Smith in the back end. Those are your veterans. But beyond that, it's not too much. It's not too much on that team. But you win games. You find ways to win. And those corners really stepped up in the fourth quarter and overtime. But right here, we not talking about the secondary. We talking about the best player on this defense. Yes, I said the best player, 54. Eric Kendricks, been to the Pro Bowl, accolades. He has all of the accolades, and he's just a stud. He's not mentioned in those top linebacker conversations, and I really don't know why. He plays pass coverage so well. He fills the run. He does everything. He's a 3-down linebacker. And right here, just shooting the gap. Like a linebacker should. We don't see too much of that from linebackers no more. I know it's a part of certain team schemes, but when you have a gap like this as a linebacker, you can't tell me that you shouldn't shoot that like we see Eric Kendricks doing right here, tackle for loss. And like I said, Patrick Peterson, the defensive MVP of this game, unsung hero, he turned back the clock. It's like he went back to LSU because he was balling. He was really baiting Josh Allen on some throws. And right here, we see the same thing. Josh Allen, right here, his eyes are locked in with Knox. His eyes are locked in. So he never sees that corner come off of his man, and he's right there in that alley. Josh Allen never sees Patrick Peterson right here. He never sees him. And that's a veteran move. Because Patrick Peterson knows that, and all he does is jump right in that throwing lane. Pick. It's bad by Josh Allen, though, because He's pressing. You know you can't do this in the red zone, and we're seeing him do it. We're seeing him throw picks where he knows he's better than, and that's just something that has to be cleaned up. But from the Vikings' perspective, this is a great play by Patrick Peterson. And I like what I've seen out of the run game. You know, playing the game against a high-power offense, it wasn't really too much room to assert yourself with the run game, but you got out of the run game what you needed to get out of it. Dalvin Cook, he had this big run, and this was the run that shifted the momentum. We seen Devin Singletary fumble. We seen Josh Allen with the picks, and this really changed the momentum right here, this big run. Because look at it. The guard, we're going to see this tackle. The guard and the tackle are going to double team the tackle. And then we're going to see that tackle get up to the linebacker. But the best block of this play, Justin Jefferson. And he's the best receiver on your team, making the best block in a running play. That's signs of winning football. Look at him coming out of the camera angle, and he's going to block the safety number 3. 3 is right in the alley to make this tackle. Justin Jefferson, he comes in, he gets him out of the way, and now it's one-on-one with Cook in 47. It's one-on-one with him versus that corner. That's the matchup you want. That's what you get. It's blocked beautifully. Like I said, Justin Jefferson, when you have a number 1 bona fide star receiver blocking like this, that's just, you don't see that often. You don't see that often. But he just comes here, gets number 3 out of the way, and that's to the house. Look at the safety on the backside. He comes in. He's trying to get his angle, but Dalvin Cook just outruns that angle. He's too fast for that. He's too fast for that, and nobody's catching him from this point, so it's just a touchdown. And, you know, I was one of those guys. Coming into the season, I said the Vikings were a contender because I seen the things they were doing. But Kirk Cousins, that Eagles game, that really threw me off. That really turned me off of this team. But after this game, I can firmly and confidently say that I trust Kirk Cousins now. Because why? He's made big time after big time throw in this game. 4th and 18, 3rd down, 4th downs. He just did it. He did it. He turned the ball over in this game, but when the plays needed to be made, he made them. He made the throws when he needed to make them. And right here, this is just elite pocket awareness and elite movement in the pocket. He's going to evade the first guy. He's evading that first rusher. And then he evades a second rusher. Mind you, while all of this is happening, eyes still down the field. He's not looking to get out of the pocket. He has his eyes downfield. He's looking to make a throw. That's elite. And then under pressure, you know you're going to get hit right here, but you still make an accurate, perfect throw. Under pressure, and it's a contested throw. It's not wide open. This guy can possibly make a play on the ball, but you fit it in that window. And that's elite. And then I seen him make the throw to Jefferson. I seen him make so many throws. And it's hard to hate on Kirk Cousins. A lot of people hate on Kirk Cousins. But when you look at this, I mean, what is there not to like? So that's why I'm looking at them as Super Bowl contenders. And that's different. Old Kirk Cousins would have folded in this game. He would have folded in this game. But right here, he didn't fold. Came in, stepped up. And like I said, big throws on 4th down. This is the catch everybody wants to see. So you know I had to get this play in here. You know I had to. Justin Jefferson, the catch of the year. And I believe it's in the conversation for one of the greatest catches ever. With the situation, with the circumstance, with the guy on you. It's just a great, great catch. If you don't catch this ball, you're losing the game. So that's what I'm looking at. And then from the Bills' perspective, I don't know why. Somebody needs to carry that because now you're giving Justin Jefferson a jump ball. It's him and the safety. That's what you're giving. Somebody, if you're playing the sticks, you should be playing. It should be 2 guys on Justin Jefferson. That's the bottom line. It should be 2 guys on Justin Jefferson. We see a guy carry, and then he gets back into the flat. It's ultimately covered 2, and then they got the linebackers really, really deep. So everybody's covering the sticks, but it's 2 deep safeties. But I believe somebody should have carried that. That corner should have came off and carried that. It's 4th down. It's 4th down. You're playing the sticks. So either the safety needs to try to, instead of trying to pick, somebody needs to try to bat this ball down, but it shouldn't be a one-on-one play. It shouldn't be a one-on-one play. Why are there guys around who are not making a play on the ball? That's an error on the Bears' part because look at the sticks right there. You got a guy in the flat. Step off some. Step off. Play a soft flat. Get under Thielen's route and then let that corner drop off into Jefferson's route. But A one-on-one, 4th to 18, that's not winning football. It's not. And this is the play that ended the game. Again, Patrick Peterson turning back the clock, going back to Arizona and LSU, looking like that same guy, making plays. Right here, we're going to see the Vikings in a cover for a look. And this is basically just to keep everything out of the end zone, keep everything in front of you. And Josh Allen, he's late with this ball. I don't hate his decision, but he's late with the ball. We have a route to move that safety. We got a route to move Smith out of the way, but this ball should be out right here. It should be out right here, but he's a little late. You see that pat? You see that pat right here? You see he questions his arm, and that is what people are talking about with Josh Allen. Josh Allen is a great quarterback, but in the clutch, when the play needs to be made, you let the other ball go. You let it go without any questions, and it was a bad throw. This could have been a good throw, but you don't let the ball go. Look at that pat on the ball. That's where he questions it, and now he's late. Patrick Peterson is right there, undercuts the route, and that's your ball game. Vikings win. Vikings are NFC Super Bowl contenders. I like this team.